Hi, welcome all. We are in Cana of Galilee.
Why is the Thursday? That's what his question is.
Right, because the Jews celebrate their weddings on the third day, on Tuesday. Because if you open the book of Genesis and you read the creation, every time God created something, He said it was good. So He gave a blessing. On the Thursday, He said it was good twice. So He gave two blessings. So it was a traditional thing. It was very common among the Jews to make wedding, to conduct wedding on the third day because you get double the blessing.
On
Tuesday.
And the third thing that I wanted to add, just before these people start coming out, is the thing that John used the word sign to describe this miracle. Jesus' first sign. It's a sign because it indicates what will happen toward the end. In this first sign, Jesus turned the water into wine. When He was at the Last Supper with His disciples, He gave them wine, told them, "This is my blood." And when He was on the cross, when He was stabbed on the side, both water and blood came out of His side. So it's a sign that indicates what will happen with Jesus at the end. Jewish wedding. And a Jewish wedding would have taken place nearby a Jewish synagogue. So if we have found a Jewish synagogue, we are at the right place where that miracle occurred. The fathers who excavated this site and built this church in the late 19th century, they chose to use these four pillars, and those four pillars were part of the synagogue that was here in the 4th century, so they reused it in their church. What was part of a synagogue became part of a Christian church that we call today the Wedding Church. One second, please.
Okay.
The other last thing is, which is very interesting, is the fact that Jesus, although He told His mother that it is not my time yet, eventually He did exactly what His mom told Him to do. So Mary was a mediator in this story between those who needed Jesus and God Himself, those who needed God and God Himself. So that's why if you look up there, you see that the statue of Mother Mary is above Jesus' statue, because symbolically this is the first time that Mary functioned as a mediator between those in need and Jesus Himself.
Okay.
All right?
Right.
Back to the 4th century, believed to have been part of the synagogue, the Jewish synagogue. It is written in Aramaic, Jesus language. You can see the inscription over there and the translation of that inscription. And the other fact is, we are here to remember that this is where Jesus' first miracle happened, but also that this is the hometown of one of the 12 disciples. One of the 12, Bartholomew, or Nathaniel, and his other name, was born here in this town. Nathaniel or Bartholomew came from this town, from Cana. And at the entrance to the church, we saw that they reused four pillars. You see one of the pillars over there?
Yeah.
So they took four of those pillars and put them in the modern church. And these pillars were part of the old Jewish synagogue that was here. And the Bible, we said that it's a Jewish wedding based on the fact that Jesus was Jewish, and He would have been invited to a Jewish wedding, and also based on the fact that in John's Gospel He mentioned that they used 6 jars used by the Jews in ceremonial washings, stone jars. So the Jews used to use these big stone jars for ceremonial washing. That means purification. And we believe that one of those jars that were used by Jesus is the one we will see down this way. Please watch your steps. If it's too difficult for you to walk down the steps and then up, you can wait for us over here, those who can walk down the steps, because it's only going down with the steps. And we will walk down from here and come out from the other side.
Wow.
That is the original one. Đó, đây là một cái chung mà nguyên thủy đó, ngày xưa nó cũng các bạn một sáu chung nguyên thủy. Ngày xưa đó là như vậy.
Họ kiếm được cái một
Ba, sáu chung mà họ có một đây. Đây.
If you look over there behind you, you see the walls of the older churches. You see the walls of the older churches, and we are down in the crypt. So if any church will have the crypt. The crypt is the hidden part of the church. So when you come to the Holy Land, the crypt, it has more meanings. Why? Because over here, when you go down to the crypt in the churches, you go down to the level of the towns 2,000 years ago. Because the towns 2,000 years ago were at this level. So Jesus would have walked on this level, over here. But then the town was built and destroyed and built and destroyed, and that's why it's now about 5 meters above. But this is the level of the town, and one of the things that we found over here, chapels that were built in earlier times, before the new church, there were older churches, and one of the other things is this big jar. You see this big jar over there? This was found by the Franciscan fathers. It is made of stone, just like described in the Bible, because the Bible describes a stone jar, but it's less than 20 to 30 gallons. This used to be much bigger. You see, we only have this part.
Oh, okay.
But it was a stone jar, and it was maybe they cut it because they reused it. In later period, they used it as part of a building. But it goes back to the first century, and if this, well actually, is this one of the same jars? Nobody knows. Nobody can ever know. But it is here, and it is stone, and it is protected in this plastic case because people used to take stones pieces, relics, right? Holy relics. That's why it is protected.
Cái nguyên thủy đó là cái bình rượu ngày xưa rất là thịt xệ như thế này, nhưng mà người ta cảm thấy là cái bình bị cắt nửa như thế này, hiểu chưa? Đó, là cái đáy này là cái bình rượu ở đây thôi. Chứ thực sự ra sáu nó chứa rất là nhiều rượu khi mà bỏ nó từ nguyên thủy. Nhưng mà qua suốt 2.000 năm người ta có thể người ta đã cắt đi để người ta lấy cái đó người ta xây, người ta làm cái thứ chuyện của người ta. Nhá. Rồi còn cái nhà thờ xung quanh là cái foundation, là cái nền tảng, cái gốc của nhà thờ cũ của cái đền cũ. Để sau này qua 2.000 năm đất nó bồi lên, người ta đi như người ta thì chính là cái nền tảng của người ta mới xây được nha.
We are working on this quickly.
Đó, bây giờ
Bao nhiêu chân độ cha quên rồi cha? Không, ý này bác
Sáu.
6 chân, đúng là original là 6 chân.
đó, Thánh Gioan có ghi lại câu chuyện đó và Ngài viết